Hi, first grade friends. We are going to read a nonfiction book today called Baby Rabbits. But before we read, let's take a look at our anchor chart so we remember the author's purpose when writing a nonfiction book. All nonfiction books are meant to inform. The author, the writer, wants to teach or give us information about a topic. So remember that when we're reading together today. Here we go. Baby rabbits. Right here, I see a table of contents, and I have an anchor chart for the table of contents. In nonfiction books, there are nonfiction text features, things that tell us a book is nonfiction. If you see some of these nonfiction text features, they're little clues that let you know, hey, this is a nonfiction book. And a table of contents is a list of topics or parts of a book, and they have the page numbers to show you where you can find and learn more about that topic in the book. For example, this table of contents shows the apple tree can be learned about on page 2, and so forth. Another anchor chart we're going to take a look at is heading. And you'll often see a heading also in nonfiction books. A heading is usually at the top of a page, and it's a title that lets you know what you are going to learn about on that page. Just kind of like when you wrote your nonfiction books during Writer's Workshop. You used to write headings at the top of each page to tell what you were going to write about. Another nonfiction text feature that we're going to focus on today are keywords, specifically bold words. Bold words are usually darker and bigger print, more so than the other words on the page, because the writer really wants us to pay close attention to those words because they are important. Also, in our nonfiction book today, you'll see a glossary. A glossary is a list of words and with a definition of what those words mean. And a glossary is usually found at the back of a book. And lastly, you're also going to see an index in our nonfiction book today. And an index is also found at the end of the book, and it's a list of words in ABC order that are in the book, and they have a page next to them so you know where you can find that word in the book. So as we're reading together today, we are going to be paying close attention to see if we can find the table of contents, the headings in the book, bold words, a glossary, and index. So here is the table of contents in our book, and we're going to learn all about what kits are on page 4, life in the litter on page 6, out of the nest on page 12. And look, our book has a glossary. We're going to see the glossary on page 22. If we want to learn more, we'll go to page 23. And our book also has an index on page 24. Let's read. Baby rabbits. Kits. And here is our heading. Baby rabbits are called kits. Some live in the wild. Others are pets. Boys and girls, I also see a bold word. What is the bold word we see? Pets. From now on, when we go to each page, when you are at home listening to me read, could you put your thumb up like this to show Mrs. F that you see a bold word? Life in the litter. Kits are born in litters. One litter can have more than 10 kits. Young kits live in a nest or a burrow. They cuddle close to stay warm. Mom comes to the nest to nurse her kits. Out of the nest. Older kits hop around outside the nest. They munch on flowers and grass. Kits shed a lot of hair. They take time to fluff their fur. Kits stand on their back legs when they are curious. Sometimes they leap into the air. This joyful jump is called a binky. And over here, friends, we'll see our glossary. Remember, a glossary is a list of words and they have a definition. So these are some of the words that we saw in our book today. Here is the word burrow. A burrow is a hole or tunnel that an animal digs in the ground. The next is curious. Curious means interested in learning more about something. Litters, groups of babies born together. Nurse, to feed babies milk. Pets, animals that live with people. And shed, to lose or let fall off. We're going to turn to the next page where we are also going to see an index. An index, remember, is a list of words that you'll find in ABC order. And then next to it, after the comma, is the page number where you can find that word. And boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed reading our nonfiction book today. If you choose to read a book, always be thinking about the author's purpose, the reason why the author wrote the book. Was it to inform or persuade or to entertain? And then also, if you do pick up a book that's meant to inform, a nonfiction book, you can pay close attention to some text features like we did today. Look and see if your book, you can be a detective and you can look and see if your book has a table of contents, a heading at the top of the page that tells you what you might learn about, bold words, a glossary, and an index. Bye, friends. Fun reading with you.